everyone, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, to my channel. I don't know how to say hello and goodbye. Those are just like some awkward things on here, and in real life I'm just like, anyway. So this video is gonna be a little bit different. I've had a request to talk about like some of my favorite animes, or just like some of the top, animes that I love. I don't want it to be that. I have a very extensive list of animes that I like, that I watch, rewatch, all that stuff. So I thought instead of that, I would tell you like my top 10 to watch on Netflix right now, just because I feel like Netflix is the place that most people go to now for it. Obviously there's still Crunchyroll. I just became aware of a new one. What's it called? Viewster. Oh my god, Viewster is amazing. Somebody commented either on my channel, on my Instagram, somewhere. Do not remember how I became aware of this website, but it is so cool because I get to watch stuff there that they have taken off of Netflix, which is really cool. Yes, it said Crunchyroll, Viewster, Anime Go-Go or something like that. I'll link them all down below. Obviously, and then there's also like Funimation and things like that. I'm not gonna talk about those right now though. I just wanna talk about what's on Netflix. So there's some good and bad things about obviously going to Netflix. Learn Netflix. I have Netflix on so that I can remember what I wanted to tell you guys. The only bad thing that I hate about them just in general is that like when it's a season, they'll put on like the second season and not the first season. And I'm like, okay, why would you do this? Or they'll take off the show, but then they'll put the movies, or vice versa. So it's good and bad. But let's just get to my top ones on there. I brought this as reference just because I did tell you guys, I do have my list in here, so I alphabetized it. It started out like this. Just people recommending, so it's people recommending them to me, and then I ended up alphabetizing them. So like if I go to the letter A, and then I have, the ones on A and stuff like that. So I alphabetized them all. Interesting. But that's why I don't want to go off of my personal list, just because I'm trying to think of where you can actually find the stuff. So let's go off of here, and I'm just gonna look really quick and see. So I have my top 10. So I'm not gonna put them in any order. I'm just literally going in order of what I see. First off, and I'm so glad that they still have it, is Attack on Titan. When Attack on Titan came out, how long ago? Oh my god, it's been a couple years. I think I saw it sometime last year or the year before, like 2 years ago. When Attack on Titan came out, it is a great freaking anime. I am so sad it hasn't continued. I have read the manga. The manga is amazing. So I know everything now. So I don't know, I'm kind of like this, because I feel like I wanted to know, but now when I watch the next season, I'm already gonna know the secret, which I don't want to spoil. I won't do any spoilers. I do not do any spoilers. I don't believe in them. I will do them like later on, but I will say. But this is a spoiler-free thing. I'm just gonna give you a quick synopsis. So Attack on Titan, it's in this time period where it's crazy. So it feels very medieval, but with like futurist, not like very futuristic. Don't think hoverboard, just like their technology is very cool. But it also goes from using catapults to be able to use like these really cool swords that come out of the sides and stuff or whatever. So it's kind of crazy. So at one point, humans got attacked by these things called Titans. They just look like these giant monster beings, and they just eat you. And that's why like it's dark. So if you're not good with like blood or dark things, I wouldn't suggest this for you, but it's so action-packed, and the story is just so intriguing where you're like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Humans ended up building like layers of walls, but it's crazy because you start out at the farthest wall and they're like poor, and the richest are like in the center capital because they're the most protected. So they're out here, once they start getting attacked, they start like trying to run in to be like, hey, this is happening, and like the main characters join a group which translate to different words. The most one I think you would hear is like scouts. I'm not sure if that's like the most like accurate one, but they're the main characters and they're trying to figure out like how to kill them. But then I don't want to tell you, they kind of find out a little something about the Titans and how they come to be. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, I recommend that wholeheartedly. Such a great anime, and it's still on Netflix. I'm pretty sure you can find it on any of the other channels that I mentioned earlier too. So I would definitely check that out. Action-packed, bloody, and the animation. It is amazingly drawn. Like, it is just so great. And also, if you're one of those people that care if it follows the manga, it is literally, when you read the manga, it is frame by frame by frame exactly the same as the anime. And if you want to read the manga first, you can literally just type in Attack on Titan manga and you find it. That's what I have online. I have it set up so I'm like reading it. I'm reading the manga online. Next one is Ouran Host Club. Ouran Host Club is so cute. It's just like, if you want like a really like cutesy comedy, I guess it would be like a shoujo, because it's more cutesy, like it's not anything special. Like, so it's this girl and she's really smart and she ends up going to this like private academy, but then like she ends up having really short hair, so she looks like a boy. She gets confused as a boy, and then the most popular boys are like attracted to her, but they don't know why, and they're kind of interested in her, but they all think she's a boy. So it's just one of those things where it's like one funny thing after another, and I guess the story is kind of cliched, but it's just so adorable. It's really just super cute. It's so yeah, I mean, if you want a light comedy, light romance, I feel like it teeter-totters. It could be very serious when you end up knowing the backstories of all these guys and why they, oh well, they're in high school. The Ouran Host Club just means that these guys are, they love to be hosts. They throw these extravagant parties for the females in their private high school, and they come and they, you know, pay for their attentions. So they're mostly gigolos, but without the rated R component. So it's really cute though. But yeah, it teeter-totters. It can be very serious if you find out why they all do this, why they choose to do this with their lives. It could teeter-totter to romance if it completely delves there, but it stays right like in the middle. It stays in the comedic point. So I recommend that if you want something light. It's one of those things that I don't get tired of watching. That and like Fruits Basket, which isn't on Netflix anymore, which makes me really sad because I would watch them over and over and over because they're short episodes too. It only has 26 episodes. So if you want to watch something lighthearted and fun and something you can kind of watch over and over, I would recommend that. 26 episodes, but they're all very adorable and fun. All right, next one. This one is in here. Obviously Attack on Titan and Host Club are, but this next anime was one of my very first animes from like a long time ago. This came out in '98. It is literally in my personal like top 5 animes of all time, and it's Rurouni Kenshin, or Samurai X, however you might know it. It is one of the most amazing animes ever, and apparently it was made off of a real person called Batsusai from like the Meiji era of Japan. So I like that it's heavily based on their culture. So it goes through like their war and everything, and samurais, and so some of the cultural things are true, like when they used to, once they started banning like swords and things like that. So it has to do with a specific person who was Kenshin, and he was a very evil like mercenary almost. He was a samurai, but he was the best. He killed everybody because he has a scar on his face that even though, so he was very evil, right? And then he decided he wanted to change. So something happened in his life where he decided he no longer wanted to be this person. He wanted to remake himself, but the scar on his face is a huge marker on who he was. So obviously all these people want to come back and kill him or use him or whatever, and he's just trying to chill. He's just trying to, you know, remake himself, and he wants to do good. So, you know, he's with Kaoru. So this one is an anime that has romance light on it. It's super action-packed. I love the animation, but I also understand that people who watch it now might think it's bad animation, but for when it came out, and obviously they have OVAs, the OVAs, which are a little bit different, but I'm not a big fan of how OVAs are drawn. So there is that. You can find those for Rurouni Kenshin also. Oh, the other thing, I think all of the animes on Netflix are Japanese with English subtitles, which is how you should be watching it. I hate dubs, but it's also because I grew up with subs. So like if I watch something, I recognize the sound and something just sounds better. Plus in English, sometimes they just sound like whiners and they sound crappy on that intro. And then it just gets happy watching. I gotta stop. Anyways, so yeah, so you can do audio in English or Japanese, subtitles English, German, Spanish, or traditional Chinese. This goes to show you, but it obviously doesn't give you that option for all of them. Oh my god, that intro just came back to me. I know all the intro songs. Oh, I just want to watch it. I think I'm gonna watch it again after this. If you want an action-packed samurai thing, that is the one to watch. My #1 samurai option of all time is Rurouni Kenshin, Samurai X. Okay. So my next one is one that I actually found through Netflix, and it's very interesting. So It's Fate Zero, Fate/Zero, and then they have 2 seasons of that, and then the next one is Fate Stay Night. So obviously it's a continuation of it. I haven't finished watching it. I'm currently watching it, but so far so good. It's really good. It's very dark though, so I wasn't expecting certain scenes like in the opening or second one, opening episode or second episode. Like I can do with some things, but some other things are a little disturbing. So caution, I will say caution for it. It's really good though. So it has to do with a holy grail war between these specific families. And I don't remember if it happens every 100 years or every so often. I just know it's like whenever the holy grail appears, and somehow they just know. I can't remember. It's been a little bit since I watched it because I'm rewatching other things. So it's 3 main families, and then but there's 7 heroic spirits. So obviously these 3 main families are the ones who want the holy grail, but anybody can really fight in it. These families pick like a defender or like who they're gonna use to battle the other ones, and they're mages. They're mages from different families who have the most like magical powers to do this. They get to find someone in history who now becomes like their spirit person, or the person they call on to fight the other person's spirit thing, whatever. So they have people, they have like King Arthur, an assassin. They have a lot of spirits. I've only gone through, I think, the first season. I think I'm in the middle of the second season, but so far it's really good. So like I said, the animation is really like good. It's top notch. It's super clear, and to see, I like certain types of animation, and it makes me more drawn into the story. It's really well done. It's really well developed. The writing, everything is really good about it. I am just gonna say there are some disturbing points because some of these families want this grail more than anybody, and so they go to some dark means. So it's action, fantasy, and heavy on some darkness. So yeah, give that a look and see if you guys are interested. Okay, next one's gonna be a really short one because I actually haven't finished watching it, but I did start watching it a little while ago. It's Your Lie in April. It is just so pretty. It's just drawn, it feels to me like a manga on screen. Like it's just drawn so billowy and pretty, and it's just a light thing. I think I talked about it in one of my animes because I actually got the manga for the first episode. Little boy, he's a prodigy at playing the piano. His mother, to me, seems very abusive. I don't know how he could find joy in it, but I think that's the whole point. He's trying to find joy in playing because she's no longer with him, but he stopped playing when she left. So then this other girl comes into his life who is also amazing at playing the violin, but she knows how to take life, you know, a day at a time versus just like so serious how he does. So they complement each other. So she's trying to help him play again, and he does for the first time with her. And I'm not spoiling anything because it's in like the 3rd episode. But that's a really cute one to watch. I would recommend that one. That's a really cute one. So it's very simple. So see, I go both ways. I have my very light and comedic and airy ones, and then my very dark ones like Fate Zero.